Just wait, is he gonna look for some
Yeah,
contract?
Well, no, I think that's something we're gonna probably have to at least help out with, or at least, you know, I mean, we talked about it today.
We gotta do it, guys.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, we should have, that's why I thought Skylar was still here, you know.
Well, I can tell him, I'll just tell him, start looking for contractors, see if he can get somebody.
Yeah, we gotta get trucks
Yeah.
and blade out there, whatever. Guys who would come up with, well, we got the blades.
Right, we need to hire some guys, or at least like we talked about with the cattail, if there's guys that have the ability to run a blade, I don't wanna be an employee, why not? Why not just come in, even if you only wanna work 5 hours a week, and just, at least we can have the insurance coverage, we could get, you know, yeah.
I wanna people on the blade.
Well,
And I'd say he'd be good in a blade.
Oh, the dentist would be good.
He's a good operator. They're handy.
You know, Francis, he had a couple
well,
guys.
Francis had like Dennis Holm, Dennis Wall, a couple
Yes.
guys came in for like just a couple weeks, I
I
just.
can't remember what they did.
What's that?
He hired Danny Newsom.
He hired this
Danny
business.
Newsom, Kenny,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Can we go, can we adjourn some? I gotta get going.
Well, we still have a quorum, if you gotta go, go, but there's 3 of
Oh,
us
you
here.
still have enough?
Yeah, we still have 3 of us, so.
Okay, I gotta get going.
Tell you guys, unless you guys are
No,
gonna
I
leave,
gotta
then
get
we'll
my
adjourn.
Calls me out. I was supposed to be done at 3.
But I know when we did when we did the culvert that washed out for that road going into Dolan's, and yeah, Danny Newsman drove, I think he even provided his truck, we hired him as like a
Maybe, if you
contractor.
wanna keep this is just what I drove yesterday, roads that should be looked at, gravel maybe.
No, just give it to
spots.
Skylar.
Give it to Scott.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to him, I'll give it to him, I don't
Well,
know.
give it to them on that, that's fine.
See, that's what we always told them too, when those blade operators go out there and when it rains,
Take them
they
there.
should mark it here, we need gravel here, we need
2
gravel
roads,
there.
4 roads.
Right,
Do they do it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd like to know.
Well, the problem, I mean, but here's the problem we always had with graveling. Every guy, you know, there's only so much time in the summer, every guy only got a week, or every guy only got 2 weeks, so they know the spots they need to go to, but they never got to them all anyway. I mean, you could just get to a few of them here, there, and that's if you didn't get rained out, or if you got to go out of the right pit, so. Yes, them guys know, like, if we would bring someone in, like a contractor, yeah.
Would it
do
be highlighted and
I
marked?
think they do that on their phone, can't they, isn't that?
Well, they can if they wanted to use the GPS on their phone and make marks, they
That's
can.
what, when they did all those soft spots there, didn't France, they all had their phones, we
Yep.
marked all these spots, right?
I drove every
You went one.
I went with, we drove every road,
So they,
because they now knew how to GPS anything.
so now, I mean, they all know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
Gravel spot.
Yeah, they all have smartphones now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Charles Pond. Right,
He mows up by the corner shop.
okay.
They're gonna have to find somebody to mow our Hazelton shop, you know,
Okay.
because Damien was.
Oh,
Damien.
well, one thing nice is now Justin lives in Hazelton, maybe he'll do it, like, we never had a blade operator that lived in Hazelton, so maybe Justin will do it. I'll have to ask him,
How's that working out? Good.
what's that?
Just to be the guy for the pizza.
I haven't had any complaints, people are very happy with him, and he's very easy to get along with, people like him. I think
He
it,
stopped in on Friday.
He what?
He stopped in my office on Friday and he really likes his job.
yeah, no, I think it's
He's
going,
a decent guy.
yeah, no, it's going good.
He's a decent guy. His dad.
If we could've hopefully brought in another guy when we hired him too, that would've worked out nice.
Yeah.
He knew
He
him.
works for
Huh?
Did you know him?
I didn't, but I think Gar did. Somebody knew him, but then when we offered the job, then he never took it, so. Cause we were gonna try and hire 2 guys there when we hired Justin, we only ended up
That'd be
getting
a guy that a guy should even try to consider talking to. This, what's his name, the kid that started the pizza guy's dad. He works
Mark?
for Victor Wall.
one. Yeah. Well, like I said,
I
it's,
think he had his
I
own
mean, we need to
construction
kinda put the message out there that we're willing to, I mean, like somebody with a CDL or anything, I mean, that's what Francis was doing for a while there. He did put them guys for a couple weeks.
Yep, he did.
And it just helped out just to get some extra
I'd
bodies.
be willing to drive a truck. That would be sweet.
Well, then you can't, then you're not willing to drive a truck, is what you're saying. You don't need a CDL to run a motor grader though, Dan.
I don't know if I could run a grade, I've never ran a grade.
Wow.
You're not gonna learn. You don't
I
try.
guess. 69 years old, he must run a blade, and that's wrong. This is the old son of a bitch, go home, rock your chair.
You know, you're still recorded, Dan, you might wanna keep the PG language around. Losing my neighbor that's a cop up at my shop, that was kinda nice. Cause David lived right across the alleyway there.
It's gonna be mystic.
People liked him up there too, I mean,
He's
yes.
so funny.
He's very likable, it's too bad,
Where's Lawson going?
the being highway patrol.
Pipe fitter.
Right there. In the union.
I don't know what's his name, but I heard it's gonna be late night.
Dave, next day, what's this bullshit, 550?
That's right. The only plumber left,
I can see that.
gotta keep working.
Shit. Yeah, I can see that. Yep. Oh, shit. Shit.
Survival of the fittest. I'm gonna keep working.
Whatever, does he ever come back here?
No idea. Never really know anything about it, no idea.
Crazy. Damn good.
Who's that?
So Terry, I looked for you.
Is he?
I think so.
He was trucking fertilizer up north or something, right?
Bruce.
Who?
Son-in-law, right?
Like, that's why he didn't start right away for us though, cause he goes up every spring and helps his son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
Something like they got like an egg business or something, so. Cause I know I'd asked Skylar about that and he said, well, Terry's committed till end of May or something like that, so.
So he didn't have nobody else yet then? Terry's the only,
Right, the only, part-time seasonal guy, yep.
Jesus Christ, you think you get some young kids come back from college, throw a shovel in their hand and help them. Bunch of shit.
Dan! Gotta watch the swearing, you gotta piano. Well, you can't turn it off, we're in quorum here, come on.
They aren't gonna listen to it.
you'd be surprised.
What do you,
Yeah, give it a year, you're new yet, just wait till someone hates you, then they can start following you around. So is a guy just getting used to it, is fuel a little more reasonable?
I think it's more reasonable.
I mean, cause I mean, like the bulk stuff at 315, I mean, I know that's expensive, but I thought it would be higher, actually, I'm glad it's not. So that's.
Oh, those are supposed to be handed out to everybody, I guess. Never
Sure.
done that.
why'd you do that?
When Jody brought the additional bills up.
Yeah, take one of each one.
Yeah. She-
Yeah, I thought you'd, have a little more of a plan, here's what we gotta do.
Who?
Skylar.
Oh.
Just like you.
Dumb, but
No,
not really
it's-
bad, because what
you know,
they
yeah.
want to answer.
Huh?
Kind of like Steve wants to answer.
Yeah.
We'll let Aaron get back to him.
Steve? Yeah, I'll call Steve.
No, they just want to know about it.
Well, it's like I say, you go over to McIntosh Town and you drive around like Zealand, there's so much pavement down there.
Oh, it's
And that's all county
It's
road.
unreal.
It's all county road, and I'm sure it comes with its own difficulties, I'm
Don't
sure
they
it comes with
only
its
have
own costs.
50-some miles of gravel?
Well, that's the big, you talk to, well, even like Skylar coming from Burley, he admitted they had so much
It isn't
pavement.
a whole lot.
You know, every blade guy only had like 70 miles of gravel in Burley County, cause they have so much pavement, which comes with its own issues.
Just think if
But-
Emmons would have done that years ago.
Well, that's why the point of today's meeting and everything was the conversation that even trying to tell these folks at Cattail is, we've operated conservative for many years. That's kind of been the trademark of the county, it's not a bad thing. The problem is I think we got too conservative to where we're not getting our work done anymore. we're not, you know, a lot of these counties, look at the 6 county meetings when they're like, you guys haul your own gravel? How do you do that? Like, and we're like, well, I don't know, we just do the best we can, and they're like,
And
like
they have the same-
McIntosh and them, they spend probably 100,000 a year having people
And
spread
they
their
have the
gravel.
same number of employees as we have, and we did,
Who does?
Magnetosh,
Right.
Do they?
and they hire gravel people to
Yeah.
haul gravel.
Kidder and all them guys, but you know, one thing about it, like especially up at Kidder, they got a lot more contractors that are local up at like Kidder County. They have a few local guys that bid it out, where we don't have anybody local. I mean, we've offered it to Milo Crane or even like Russ Lawler. They're 1-2 man outfits. They're not, and they're just as busy as we are too, so it's not like,
So who are we gonna reach out to?
well, I think the other thing is,
Shabansky?
well, it's either that or Knife River, WDS, somebody hopefully working in the
And
area.
it's if you're gonna spend a certain dollar amount, you have to bid it.
Right, and that's another problem too, is you can't just call someone and hire them for $100,000, you're gonna have to, and that's the other conversation that we had had once before with like Wold Engineering, is we wanted them to kinda assess some of our gravel roads and put a project together with the road superintendent, X amount of miles this certain area, and then get it out as a project, and that was another thing too, oh, that's not feasible, like the engineering firms are even like, oh, that's a lot, I'm like, no, you don't understand, like, we need to treat graveling like a project now, like, it's too late to, it's not Band-Aid work like we've always
So
treated.
what are we gonna do?
Well, I
We're in the
think,
middle of June.
right, well, that's what I'm saying, right now, it's gonna be hard, because almost everybody's probably busy, but you just reach out to a few locals and see if we can just do it on a small scale, keep it under that, you know, maybe just hire them for a couple weeks and.
I mean, it's sad. The roads are good, I mean.
Right, but there's
They need spots.
some
Gravel's
roads too,
played.
though, that were just gravelled a year or two ago, that now after this winter, it got blasted off into the ditch. It's not entirely fair to say that, like, we're not graveling a lot of these areas.
No, I realize
Cause
that.
even like the Westfield area, like, Francis spent 3 months down there, that stretch, I mean, cause I was working in Westfield when they had, remember the ditches were this deep, and they cleaned the ditches out in Westfield? And everybody was wondering what the heck we're doing, I mean, they went through that town, went all the way past Bacher, all the way west. They gravelled them areas, but I don't think they put enough gravel, cause they ran out of time, like Deb Vanderhorst said, she was right, they,
They would pull up that road, I think it's 100th Street going from, Oaks down there all the way to Zinn.
well, then didn't they do something by the one going by like Al Newsma's and all that, like that? Or is that the one you're talking about, like Big Al Newsma down there, that's 100th or whatever, they pulled that. They pulled them shoulders because they were gonna gravel it, and David pulled it, and they said they figured they pulled like 20 loads of gravel out of it.
That's how it was on
Actually, like,
That was 100th Street going over to Zinn.
right, but that was 3-4 years ago, so now it's probably,
Maybe 3 at one time. I don't do so.
No, this, I'm talking about the one that goes from Town Oaks out.
oh, yeah, you're talking going east there, yeah,
And you go
yeah.
all the way over to Zealand, there's by Schumacher, everything else,
Mhm.
they pulled that road up.
Okay.
And boy, they cleaned the hell out of that thing.
Did it?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
The hell of it is, I always look at it, they gravel in the fall of the year. None of it gets packed in.
Well, I guess-
And it lays loose. Then you get a ridge that high, because it's loose. And then they gotta go down with the blade to get the snow out of that trail.
Yeah,
And then they plow it all in the ditch. And what else are they gonna do?
yeah. Yeah, that should be put on in the
Well,
spring.
if you guys are
They
done
should be
looking
plowing
at,
in the spring of the year like
if you
now.
guys are done looking at the bills, we can adjourn. Motion to adjourn,
Yep, I'll make a motion. Okay, shut her off.
So.
hit the gavel, Donnie. Meeting adjourned.